Hello everyone. Uh, this is Eric Lee from Hong Kong. Um, I started my channel around 1 year and a half ago, and since my mother tongue is Cantonese, so Cantonese is the most easiest one for me to express my feeling and vocabulary things, everything. So I've been using Cantonese mainly like 70 to 80%, and at the same time, so I studied in Japan around 20 something years ago. I graduated from Sophia University, Tokyo. And so I have been using Japanese also for more than 30 years. Of course, at the same time, we learn Mandarin from very young. So I speak Mandarin, and we started also English since like kindergarten. But no matter how long we have been using and learning English, but we still consider our English is kind of no good, not fluent at all. Anyway, uh, this channel is called Onzai channel. This is my nickname. My name is Chi Only, and English name is Eric. Um, what tonight? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit weird that because normally the past 1 year and a half I used mainly and only Cantonese and Japanese, but tonight I also want to express something in English uh, because it might have more audience, and I may can hit or attract another audience because English is international language. And this mic is the mic I keep checking it because this is new. I bite the third times of the mic because the same brand like this one. Actually, I want the square one. I think the square one, most of the YouTubers they're using that one. I think the voice quality would be much more better than this one. And now, exactly the mic, you see the light is shining on and off, on and off. I'm afraid that normally if is in good condition, it should be all the way green light. But now it's green and red, green and red. It means that it may, if it suddenly stopped, then my voice maybe cannot be really recorded in it, and it would be very difficult for you to listen. Okay, anyway, I have introduced myself. I introduce once again, and I cannot tell my age because of some reason. I'm a middle-aged man. I was born in Hong Kong, and very long time ago. And then since my parents they have been working in the Macau casino for since I were 0 years old. So I was grew up in Macau. It's a casino place, and it's a small, like a little village. And until I was 13, until I was 13 years old, and then I moved back to Hong Kong. And after I finished my high school, and then because my parents already prepared some money for me, then I could choose to go United States, the best of the world at that time for me, United States or Japan. I finally chose to go to Japan because actually at that time my older brother he was in United States, and my older sister, also my older sister, she was in Japan. I consider I myself already could speak some English, and I mean for the normal conversations and just like is okay. I can speak already. So if I study in Japan, I can learn and use my Mandarin. Because at that time, very long time ago, in Hong Kong, we don't use Chinese. We consider using Chinese and speaking Mandarin is something like old fashioned, not stylish, and yes, and then if I study in Japan, I can learn and use two languages. One is Japanese, another is Chinese. And there is another, the second or third reason. The second reason, like I hate flight. I'm those person who is afraid of flight, and then especially when it take off and landing, that 15 and 50 minutes they call it something like the very dangerous, and I don't really like flight, and especially long flight. And the third and final reason is if I wanted to study university in United States, I need to join and do another two tests. One is SAT test, the other is TOEFL. I remember TOEFL. I applied and did once. I think less than 500 points. and then the other one is SAT. I do not even think about it. I was studying like physics, chemical, and biology when I was in high school, but my score is really bad. So I have no any confidence to go there. And with those bunch of reasons, so finally I studied in Japan after high school for 1 year, and then, of course, before I go to Japan, I also study another, already like 2 years. I studied in Hong Kong for some very intention course of the Japanese. Okay, anyway, what I spent already 5 6 minutes that to tell you my background, my study, and this and that. Exactly what I tried to share you something about what happening happening in me, a middle-aged man in Hong Kong, working for I think so many companies for past 20 something years, and then past 1.5 years around was really terrible, really terrible experience that I would like to share to you tonight. I try to make it quick and simple that then you can feel what happening in me, or maybe this is just a special case. But I can tell you now the economy in Hong Kong overall, I think it's getting worse or worse. For my case, I just only talk about my case tonight. I don't talk the other people because I cannot represent all of Hong Kongese. Uh, I just try to make it short. Past 2 years, what happened to me? I was like working in because I started in Japan and past many years, indeed I changed a lot, quite a lot of jobs and quite a lot of business. I've been gone through not only food industry, not only the trading house or manufacturer. I changed quite different jobs, but I've been all the way is the sales. I'm a salesman, sales manager, assistant manager, sales executive, blah blah blah. And then I have how to say? I went back to the company I worked for around 10 years ago. I do not say his name. If you're interested, maybe you can check my profile. Maybe I wrote down the name of it, but whatever. It's a Japanese big steel company. We are manufacturer, and I went back to study to work for that company at 2021 May. I went back there because my senior invite me back to there. Then because 10 something years ago I worked there as well. And why I got laid off because at that time our mother company merged with another the biggest steel manufacturer in Japan. So in Hong Kong side, they said they need to something like they lay off 4 person, and I was one of them. And after exactly 7 years, we didn't contact each other. And then suddenly around 4 years ago, and then my boss find the manager to call me, hey Eric, we have been working together for so long. Then now they want me to go back then to do until the end of the company. And then my senior said something like he want to do something big because 10 something years ago you should heard about the Hong Kong Zhuhai Macau bridge, and then our Hong Kong office contribute a lot, and then for our mother company from Tokyo, they have a contract to sign with China Harbour that we award that project by providing the sheet pile around it's 90,000 tons. 90,000 tons, almost is a 1 billion Hong Kong dollars. Okay, but that project I did not follow. I was just there. I was a lucky person. Then they awarded. At that time I followed the how to say the retractable the Kai Tak project, the retractable roof with the stadium can put like 50,000 audience in. And at the same time, I also follow the projects with the opera house. And because some of the party like design house and construction company, no, I forgot. It's some Japanese partner of us. We are trading house, and then they are interested in Hong Kong big projects. And then my boss is a super dreamer, and he considers he can do everything. So we try to line up with a lot of people and then a lot of company to try to make a consortium to deal with those projects. And by that, if all those consortium teamed up, and then we can get commission from that, something like that. Okay, I was back to that company, and then after around 2 years, the second or third years, I don't really remember. I think after I was back around 2 years, and then my boss was accused by Hong Kong ICAC that he is accused of being corruption to the officers in the Third Runway projects. And this case is still under investigation, and nobody admit their accused things of corruptions. And then by that situation, there was two Japanese, and then around 1.5 years exactly, then they called me to the meeting. Then I felt something abnormal already, because that day was exactly my senior was in the Wan Chai High Court, something like to deal with the government, and all the news is only based on the newspaper actually, and we not really talk about this case, and we don't want to talk about this case, and we just want to know the result. And this case is already after the newspaper that we know about the cases is being accused, is not being guilty yet, okay? And anyway, my boss, his name is in the newspaper, and every couple of months then they have something like update. And now this case is already 2.5 years, and exactly after a few more months, this case is already being investigated around 3 years, but it seems to not have any result yet. No, my position is, I think I was laid off because he is being accused in this case. Because after the two Japanese, one like CFO or CEO, the other Japanese is the new managing director in Hong Kong, but actually he knew nothing, that guy. He just come poof from Tokyo, jumped to Hong Kong. And I try to explain a little things, what happened to me, because it's 1.5 years ago. I was back very excited and happy because the salary is quite good, have 30,000 around per month, and with some bonus every half years. Is a very good company, stable, and then all my family is happy. And at that time, my kid is also could go to the private kindergarten and private primary school. Everybody is happy anyway. And I was laid off. The reason was because they said, "Hey, Lee, Harry, because the company is not. Is it off? Oh shit! Again? Shit! This is new. This is brand new. But anyway, I hope you can listen to this video. But if the voice is not really being clearly recorded, so you will be difficult to listen my story. I'm sorry about that. I hope maybe I should come more close to the phone. Okay, I'm sorry about that. This new mic is really deep shit. Actually, I changed a new one already because I explained them that the old one cannot be charged. Okay, and there was three senior staff. They have been working for that company for more than 20 years. One is the sales manager, one is the general manager of the account, but he had left this company. And the other one is a Japanese based in Guangzhou. He's also worked more than 30 years. Three of them also told me, Eric, they don't have, this reason is not a good reason. This reason is not a reason to lay you off. Because this was not your fault. It's not my fault. So the reason that the company losing money is not your fault. So it's not correct to lay you off. Three of them told me this. But what I could do, with one CFO from Tokyo, CEO or CFO, maybe CFO or finance, blah, blah, I don't give a fuck. And the other manager director told, oh, they have decided, blah, blah, blah. But of course, at that time I knew, because the economy is indeed is getting worse and worse, I knew already will be so tough for me and my family, like killing me. Because from 2014 they kicked me out. And after complete 7 years, they didn't contact me anything. Suddenly asked me back. But because the salary was still good, I was not doing very good in the food industry, so I went back. I have so many hope, and I just went back. And suddenly, like my seniors screw up again, and then completely, I'm so clean completely, I didn't know what happened, and then I was kicked out. And then something like three of the senior mentioned about we knew already something is related with this fucking case, but it's completely not related with me. Okay, this is the first one. This is the most original why I'm still struggling nowadays after 1 year and a half. Okay, by that anyway, I was kicked out. And then because I don't really have saving, and then immediately I threw the jobs TP something, then I sent a lot of resume out, and I finally find a Chinese, this is another story. I found a Chinese, it's a Chinese company. It's a Chinese owned company. They're doing the rental of the machinery, like they call it AWP machine. So platform, blah, blah, blah. It's like you can see. Oh shit, it's really shit. I think this really have a fucking problem. This is also made in China. Their probation is 6 months. And anyway, the salary like a few thousand drop from 30,000 something to drop to 26. It's okay, 26 is still good money. And then the probation is not 3 months like normal, and then they set it like 6 months. And anyway, so many, and they hired like at that time like 6 or 8 salespeople, and then they were like running a horse that the shop manager all the time every week is like teasing and torturing us. The late with the bad figures salesperson will be kicked out like 2 months, 3 months, all the times like this. And actually, I was not the last one. I was the last 2. But the shop manager have some problem with me. And actually, this guy, he set me up for a few times already. Something like more simple to explain is like there was a steel. Because I had been doing the steel business, then I knew some people like the stockers, blah blah blah. The stockers, they knew a lot of construction company. They use the AWP machine. AWP machines like at the street. Sometimes you can see the scissor machine just go up and down, and then the workers have 1 to 2 person work at a higher pace. So like from 4 meters to like 28 meters, you can be up like this. And for example, I show some sample. How this shop manager is Hong Kongese, how he set me up. I found very difficult that because some like the steel agent, we call it stockists, they trust me, and then they're free of charge that, hey Eric, you don't have customer base, we knew that, but we want to help you. You put your advertising like poster or whatever, put your sample in our warehouse or in their shops. They do the free promotion for us. This is a very great news for me. But then motherfucker, after he say yes, no any following, no follow up, not let me follow. This is first, and then another one is like another. It's also is a big Japanese contractor, and I threw my connections to introduce that motherfucker. He's a shop manager, and he was late. He made mistake. He couldn't come to the airport. He's at the airport side, the office there, and then finally he didn't come up. He didn't show up. And then the third one, is another very good potential customer. They are doing a lot of foundation jobs in Hong Kong. One of the biggest, one of the oldest, very trustable. And that boss is very keen and competitive. He liked the in Hong Kong there is some business called BNI. I don't know in the other Asia they have or not. I think this is worldwide. It's an American game through the BNI associations, and then those members that through referral. I referral some customer to you, and then you referral some customer to me. And this is called BNI, and I'm not going to explain too many about BNI, and then you can go check at the Googles. And then that fucker, he said he would join a meeting, and then finally he disappeared as well. This is 1, 2, 3, and then from time to time, the customer is a steel structure company that was also my old customer, that they purchased a lot of steel from us. The sheet pile, the H pile, and then the steel plate, something like that. And then they also use the AWP machine. And through my connection, because of every day rent to a lot, And my good, the motherfucker, the shop manager, he gave me the highest rental to my customer. Maybe sometimes 40%, 50%, or even double. And then he gave me another salesman fairly cheap. Okay, one more, because I still remember. One more is like, before he said those machines can be sold out, we can quote. Because one of the is also famous and big construction company, they want to purchase our AWP machine, but suddenly he said no, and sometimes he say yes. And anyway, this kind of story. But this motherfucker already gone, and I found out the existing sales also told me, hey Lee, because at that time this motherfucker, he need to report to the mainland Chinese. They want to kick something out, kick someone out. So you are the sacrifice one. And after me, they hired another third or fourth another sales. All of their performance and quality is worse, much more worse than me. Something I just heard last week. Okay, this is the second one, and then I'm not going to say too many things, but I didn't have customer base, so I couldn't get enough sales. Was true. At the same time, I do not say everybody all happening to me is the people, the others' fault. I did not have good customer base, and maybe some way I did not catch enough customer. It's also my fault, my problem, my responsible. Okay, then after that, and then I threw another, like sometimes something like you call it friends, introduced me to work for also machinery. You know the digger? In Japanese it's called shoberu. Is the strange arms. You got digger shoberu is a machine you sit the driver sit in and then can use the like arms to dig the ground. You call it is a digger. I forgot the name of it. We excavator, yeah. And that company and then the warehouse is very fucking far away from here. Only 20,000. I go because I didn't have a job, so I go and do that job. I spend 1,500 per month of the traffic I need to pay myself, and then they insist I need to have a car license, and then I change my license, use my own money, another 900. And then after I joined that company, they taught me like by saying is they want a sales. The title is a sales, but what I was being told to do not really only a sales, and they asked me to do a lot of strange things. And first of all, they have like millions of debt outside that they cannot collect. They asked me to do the collection. They asked me to call one by one, blah, blah, but the people really don't give a fuck about it. And the second one, you know, the Hong Kong government is quite generous and stupid sometimes, and they have some like funding that because the escalator, the digger, it always happens something like the fatal accident in the construction area. So the government want to funding and then give some give some contributions to those to try to reduce the accident, especially the fatal accident can kill people. They try to ask the people in different business, but one of them is the digger, and then they say something like can put the CCTV here and there, like 6 eye CCTV here and there, and then some of the like the government authorized, and then already guaranteeing those A, B, C, D, E manufacturer, just like something. Normally, I remember the amount Hong Kong dollar like 20,000 to 40,000 can do one set in one machine. But that company I work for, they like cooperate with some another manufacturer, and then quite like third or fourth times of the prices, try to take some lucky money from the government and ask me to do the application. Yeah, this is the second one. And the third one, and asked me to, through another construction associations, to hire some, try to take some senior workers and junior at the same time. I was so new, and asked me to hire people. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The fourth job, like, also asked me to do a homepage. Not me to design or make a homepage, but find another one to do. But it's very time consuming and a little complicated, right? And at the same time, I need to work like the boss have like a secretary. But the secretary is very bitchy. He's a Hong Kong girl, young, but saying dirty words all the time, bad attitude. And then I was like, I think she is quite teasing me. Hey Eric, come here to type, because she don't know English. Even something very simple English she cannot do. And then she asked me to do this and that, and sometimes write some Japanese. It doesn't matter. And asked me to do some application of this and that. And after, because they need the Form 4, Form 5 for the machine, and need to do some when have business need to do some like inputting. She could do so fast, but she insists me to do blah blah. Sometimes make me very confusing, because my main job actually is to find and look for new customers. But based on this and that, so many things that I really could not concentrate to do only one things. Giving like comparatively small salary like that, 20,000 actually is like my 20 years ago salary. It's 20 years ago. But I got no job, so I had to do. And then I remember the second month I worked there. The second month I worked there, and then there was around 5, same as the former company, another 5 to 6 looks very serious ICC guy go up to his warehouse and check all the way the computer, copy everything, spend whole days. I was so shocked. Oh fuck, how come the former company ICAC and now the present company also ICAC? And then the boss was like, they didn't lock his arms, but very serious. Everybody looked so serious and copy everything. Copy everything. And then after that, exactly around 2 weeks later, and I was because from that warehouse, from the office, and in between the MTEL station, it takes like, you cannot walk, you have to use a car. And then we have a colleague, he have a car, and then he sent us to the station every day at around 5:30 or 6, around 5:30 or 5:40 something. Then he sent us every day. And then in between, one day suddenly at around the evening time, and then from the radio, he normally uses his radio and listen to some Japanese song or whatever. And then radio mentioned about I'm not sure is exactly what my boss did, or I think they mentioned about they have something like the very intensive course, because being a driver of the excavator, the digger, you can easily make monthly like 30 to 50,000 per month, 30 to 50. But you have to be experienced. The more experience you have, experience means you need years, 10 years, 3, 5 years, and then you could be a experienced or sophisticated driver, then you can make a good money. But exactly the ICAC is checking like there was one sensei, it's like a teacher, a tutor. That man had been doing a lot of fake things. They call it like a 1 week or 1 month can have those kind of certificate. Then they need, based on newspaper, they have something like that tutors is like cooperating with around 5 the business like us, doing the rental and sales of the excavator. It's called excavator, I don't remember. Digger lah, say digger. And I don't know this case because no more after since last except it's 1 year ago. After that, then I never listened any news of that. But anyway, I could not pass my probation as well, because exactly after around 3 months, he said, Eric, you could not find any new customers, so blah blah blah. And oh shit, fuck. And this is what happened to the third job. And after that, this was happening at last September around, and I think it's September or November, I don't remember. I think it's November. It's November, because by the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I joined another like a job interview or 3 interview. One is through agent, and the other 2 is I just make by at the Jobs DB. I apply myself, and then I had interview. One job interview is through one agent, and then they introduced me to meet the Japanese semiconductor company. And then I considered, wow, this company is in a very expensive building. But after I joined and see the building, oh fuck, they have no any budgets. they just ran to a very small room to do the interview. And of course, that semiconductor, I couldn't get through. The interview was not so interesting as well. And the second one is I found it in internet. It's a German company. They do something like the very precisely and regularly to do something like very small, the liquid, something like that. And they have very the position is like East Asia manager. You need to spend half of the time in Hong Kong and another half of the time in Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Mongolia, Macau, something like that. I don't give a fuck because I didn't have money, so I try very best, and then my Japanese speaking is quite good. And I talked to the HR manager, I talked to the Germany boss, and then I considered that. And then they find a young guy, he's from mainland China, to test my Japanese. Anyway, anything that I did, I tried my best, but they picked up another candidate. And then the other one, the last one was like the local. I still remember the company name, but of course I try not to release the name of it. They do the EV cars, the charging system, and then talk to and join the interview also. I think they're quite demanding that they have to have a very full. I mean, at the interview, they wanted to know you have customer or not. How are you going to do you need to be good and new customer like they call it, how to say, there is some from different buildings, especially the big buildings, they try to put their charging system there. They need space, they need authorities, so need to talk to different properties related people, parties. They asked me something very detailed, and I couldn't reply well, and then anyway, just no good. I didn't have a good. Anyway, I just dropped this one. I'm not being picked up. I mean, fail again. And then I did some up down, and there is some neighborhood. He have some Korean business partner to doing the lease and something like for the dog. And then in the exhibitions, I did 5 days work for him, and then I applied from another agent. I did the sales, not sales, just standing in the front side of MOT, the Adidas shops, to say, hey, welcome, blah, 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 to pick up something and then go to the warehouse to do something. I did maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, maximum 2 weeks only. And then I spent quite a lot of time to do I had another fan, I have quite a lot of fans. He have the double dish, past few years have like 300 or 600 double dishes in Hong Kong, because Hong Kong, the whole economy is going down, and then there were so many double dishes restaurant comes up, and I work for my friend like 80 Hong Kong dollars per 1 hour, daily 9 hours around, from 11 to 7, and then daily I think I keep doing this to put the rice in the box and then put the dishes double or third, blah, 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 blah. I did it quite well, but the environment was extremely hot, and especially this year from March, April, May, something like 4 months, I work fully, 6 days per week, and then I make 10 something thousand per month, and then something like that. Okay, I think the other, I think it's quite long, but it's okay. It's okay for me. If you like to listen, then you can listen to the end of it. And actually, from this period, since last October around, and then until this June, I've been waiting for a job that I really want to join in. But of course, I do not going to release. It's a very famous Japanese manufacturer, and I knew a fan. He knew me like 20 years ago. He knew what kind of person am I, and he highly consider I could be his successor, because he's going to retire very soon, and he highly recommend me to join his company. And then his former boss, the former Japanese managing director, also okay about me. We have a couple of times of dinner, and then something like shaking hand, and then I was ready to go in, but But the final decision maker will be the new MD that from Japan again in this year, in this June. I've been waiting for half years, 8 months, 10 months. Finally, it really didn't get it. After I met the new boss, the new managing director, maybe in the job interview, the first sign already we don't like each other. Anyway, it could be my resume no good, it could be my performance no good, it could be I was too jumpy of my past record, it could be whatever. It could be he do not want to use what the former boss and local people suggest. He want to choose himself from the agent introduction. It could be a lot of maybe. Anyway, I could not make it. That was one of the jobs that I really want to join. Or maybe I asked for too much. I asked for 30,000 something only actually. Anyway, and then around 3-4 months ago, another is also from friend. You need a lot of friends when you're in trouble. But normally your friends will, when you have no job, your friends will help you. But normally they will introduce you some piece of shit job. Normally those to the introduction from friends, the job is like they could not hire anyone, and you do not have any choice. So very naturally you will be in those. And past 3 months I joined also a small Japanese company. They sell Japanese beef, pork, chicken, and some osake. At the morning time, I need to go to the frozen warehouse to do the help packing. And the frozen warehouse is fucking cold. One of the sizes under minus 20 degrees. The other one is minus 2, 3. Now minus 2, 3 for me is nothing. But really work for 3 months, and then half of this time 1.5 months I was you can hear my voice also have some like sneezing, running nose all the time like this. Like I find my body is getting weaker and weaker, and have some inflammation inside my body, and I feel I exactly thinking about I sacrifice my health to do this job, but I have no choice. I have to do. And after 3 months, I helped him, my boss, and then he said he don't want to go on because he said sometimes my packing is no good. And then at that past 3 months, I couldn't find some restaurant customer for him. I just opened one internet sales. I think maybe this video should be difficult because they might have problem. I'm sorry about that. So present that what I have to do is, he said I cannot go on actually. And after 2-3 days, he asked me, "Hey Eric, did you find a job?" I said, "Huh? 3 days, how could I find a new job?" And then maybe he's kind. He said, "Okay, you can find a job. Until you find it, then we're still using you. But you could not pass the probation, something like that. Then now you work like a part-time. We give you daily salary." So this is what happened for past 1.5 years for me. I'm sorry, but I don't know. This is what happened to me. A middle-aged man in Hong Kong. I consider my 4 languages is okay: Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, and English. My personality is also okay. It's lazy, but not that lazy. It's hardworking, have heart, honest, have sense of humor, considerate. But yes, still in deep shit. Anyway, this is Lee Eric from Hong Kong, and I hope you like my story. It's a very sad story actually, because I have my wife to feed, my 10-year-old kid, and I have a cat. Yes. Hope you like this story. Bye bye.